Prologue. The waters of the dolphin pool were still, the seating surrounding it bare and empty, and Patty Brown let out a silent curse as she strode into the enclosure. Never mind missing the show, she wasn't even in time for the interaction and feeding afterward. She'd been delayed getting out of town. Her meetings had run late, traffic had been diabolical, and now this event and the chance for all the photos were gone. She stared around her, letting out an angry sigh as she considered her limited options. Or maybe they weren't that limited. It felt as if two people were warring inside her. The first, her mother's calm voice, was saying, "Go home, Patty. You're late, and it's your fault. Be a nice human being. Respect the aquarium's rules and don't cause problems." The second, her own strident voice, was giving different advice. "Patty, you need to stand up for yourself. Remember, the customer is always right, especially in these days of phones and social media. You're a high-profile individual with a large following. They must give you an experience, even though you're too late for the show. Don't you let them treat you like dirt. You're not a doormat like your mother." She hadn't gotten to where she was, with a successful career as a special effects makeup artist, by being someone who never stood up for herself. She pushed the boundaries. She was that woman who called the manager, who demanded a free ticket because she didn't get a good seat, who would march into the aquarium even though the show was over and tell them that she was here and that they should do something about it. The problem was that she didn't see anyone around. Was it really too late, or were the dolphins still eating? They were not in the pool, but they must be in their state-of-the-art glass-fronted aquarium, where they returned to after the performance. That must be beyond the pool somewhere. Patty shivered, feeling the evening breeze cool and sharp. Without the music and the hordes of spectators, without the sunshine and the lights, this place felt strangely bleak and surprisingly creepy. The waters of the pool were dark, and it was silent. Not a soul around. It was very different from when the public was here and it was filled with activity. Now, with a chill wind blowing through the seats, flapping the flags and bunting that only she was there to see, it felt a lot less friendly. She knew she probably should not have sneaked through the unmanned turnstile and passed the notice saying closed, but she thought she would be in time, at least, to see the end of it and get those all-important photos that her followers were now waiting for. Where was the main aquarium? Perhaps there were a few people still there. If she remembered from the last time she'd been here, which was years ago, you could go down to the lower passageway that led to the glass tanks, or you could go up the stairs that led to the tank area itself. Hesitant now, because this was feeling a lot like trespassing, she walked around the pool to where she thought she remembered the doors were. "Hello?" she called. "Is anyone there? Am I in time for the feeding? Is there any chance of getting some service here?" Patty walked around the pool, peering down the dark passages that led into the building, wondering where they ended up. There were no signs pointing her in the direction of the tanks, no way of finding out. Now, she thought she'd misremembered, or maybe they'd changed the layout. It had been ages since she'd last been here. She couldn't see signage anywhere, so maybe the layout had been changed. Feeling more and more like an intruder, Patty started to walk to the stairs she saw ahead. Perhaps they would lead to the upper viewing deck. Was this the right way, up these narrow metal steps? She was feeling very uneasy. It was too quiet here. She should turn back and head out. But her own determination to have things her way wouldn't let her do that. She was here now, and she was so close to the dolphin tank. It was ridiculous not to be able to view them, especially since she'd already posted online that photos were coming this evening. The dolphins weren't going to disappear after the show was over. They were still around somewhere and would probably love a photo op with a latecomer. She was sure she would find the way to the main aquarium if she went up here,